Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 216.
I was really
of
confused.
MMT.
You didn't do the one countdown, and I thought I cut out. Like Braden, people behind the curtains, Braden went
Yeah.
and starting in 3, 2.
He did it the professional way,
Yeah,
He did it professional way, but I was sitting here scrambling
Yeah,
for a second.
which Alex wasn't expecting.
I was
What a
like,
great start.
If you're wondering where the
where is
video-
everything?
If you're wondering where the video of our cameras are this week is, well, Alex didn't pack a entire professional streaming setup because Alex is actually coming at us live from the center of Australia.
Of
Alex,
the
how is
thank you for spoiling my top secret mission to find renewable resources in the center of the earth. Now,
Yep, that's
now
what
I'm
he's doing
kidding
out
you.
there.
I'm
Alex
in
has teamed up
Alice
with Dwayne The Rock Johnson and Brendan Fraser, and he's journeying all the way down there.
I like
Did
that.
they go
I
to the
was gonna
centre?
say Brendan, but you went for Dwayne
Did
as
they-
well.
Did they go to the center of the earth in the second movie, or was that just a bit of island fun?
There's a second journey to the center of the earth.
Yeah,
And
the Rock's in it.
that about sums it up. Yep, that's it. I'm
No,
Braden. I'm
it's
joined,
better.
as always, by the wonderful Alex,
Hello.
the wonderful Christian,
Hello.
and the wonderful Michael.
Hello.
Now, obviously Alex is having fun out here, escaping South Australia's cold weather
Are you sure?
into a nice, warm, cozy, upwards of 25 degrees
Place.
in the middle of August.
Have you seen my internet?
Yeah, Alex's internet is, however, the downside.
Well, that's just Australian news.
That's so true. Oh my god, I was looking at trying to upgrade my family's home internet. plan,
Don't
and
compare it to what I'm doing right now. Don't back
yeah,
off.
true. True. Yeah. What, you tried to download Discord as an app and it just
Still
didn't?
going.
Oh my god. No, but this is a movie and TV show podcast. You wouldn't believe it, but it is. And I tell you what, I have watched some films this past week. If anyone was
I
listening to
forgot.
last week.
I forgot that I watched a movie, and it's on my
Ooh.
letterbox, and it sums up the movie. To be honest, I was
That
just, I
it
was sitting
completely
here
left
before,
your brain.
Yeah, I was sitting here before, and I couldn't tell you why I watched it. By the way, and I was just sitting here. We'll get to it later, though. And I was
Okay.
just sitting here, and I'm just like, what did I watch this week? If there's anything I can talk about, and I went, I watched that, didn't I?
Just completely forgot. Was
Yeah.
that a plane movie or?
No, it wasn't.
Wait, did you take a plane or did you drive?
Oh, I'd still be there. I'd still be driving if I drove, wouldn't I, Chris? If I drove to Alice?
I think so. It's a good 16 hours.
Yeah,
Ooh.
I did not drive to Alice Springs.
That's
Someone
fair.
I know was like, someone I know was like, oh my god, you can just go to Ayers Rock after work. And I went, oh, it's 5 hours.
Yeah, it's quite fun.
Oh,
It is a
really?
5-hour trip.
The sense of scale is pretty messy here in Australia.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's like you can get from one side of Adelaide's CBD to the beach in less than an hour, but the difference between Alice Springs and Ayers Rock is fucking wild.
Nightmare. Yeah, anyway, so I flew.
That's fair. Well, if anyone was listening to last week's episode, you would have heard that I still hadn't watched Mission Impossible Fallout. This has been rectified, and we'll talk about that in a second. But first, as punishment, as penance, as a apology, I offered up that I would watch any film that you guys decided upon, and you guys.
Did we do good?
Well, you did the thing that I was expecting you to do, which was listing off horror movies that would have scared the shit out of me. And it would
but
have been
no,
a really unpleasant time.
We went more fun
Um,
with it.
No,
Whereas
yeah,
this
you
was
went-
a walk in the park.
Yeah, you went way more creative with it. And so I've now seen Requiem for a Dream.
Yeah, it's definitely a movie you only ever want to watch once.
Yeah, I'm never watching this film ever again.
You need a cold
Jesus.
shower. You need a cold shower after it.
Did you cry on the floor for a while?
Oh my god! No, I just no, because that would have made me feel like I was in the movie, and I really didn't want that. Now I've never seen any other Darren Aronofsky films.
They're all
Um,
unpleasant.
Yeah, looking at his directed films, they do all seem to be quite unpleasant. I'm seeing Black Swan here, Mother, The Wrestler, Noah. Was that
He
that
did do
Russell
Noah.
Crowe?
He did
was
do Noah Russell Crowe.
He did
Yeah.
not. What?
And that it's Jennifer Connelly again.
Yeah, that was weird. That was a weird moment in history when he directed Noah.
That's weird.
And they did it as like this big epic. Ugh.
I never
Weird.
watched it.
Yeah, anyway, forget about that. And then yeah, more recently, like The Whale. Yeah,
yeah,
this
he did The
guy
Whale.
just does really dark, depressing stuff. Hey,
If Mother is like psychologically like fucked up as well. That's that
Yeah. I
haven't seen
Jennifer
Mother.
Lawrence one. Very
I'm
cool.
gonna be
Yeah.
honest with you, Braden. I think that Requiem for a Dream is the only Aronofsky film I've seen as well.
well, yeah, honestly, I think that's the way to go because like this this film was released in the 2000s, and by that I mean it was released in the year 2000, and it oozes a film that was released in the year 2000. It is.
Even the actors.
Oh my god,
I get you.
the music was I loved the music. The music was great.
That's I think
holy
that's the one thing
fuck,
everyone
what a-
remembers.
Yeah, it's the most memorable thing from it, other than just how fucked it is. Like,
Don't
and
do
not
drugs,
it's not
kids.
fucked in the way where it's like, oh, like people are doing horrendous things to other people or anything. It's like, well, I mean, there's obviously a little bit of that as well, but like, just seeing these four people's decline
Mm.
as like they are just racked with drug addiction and the things that they do for it.
People doing horrendous things to themselves.
Oh my god, it's horrible.
Are we talking
Um,
about? Are we talking about the scene with
The
with
scene.
Jennifer Connelly?
Oh, you,
Uh,
you
and
mean
Like her rock bottom.
the hit
like
the hit
like
quote?
her rock bottom.
Ass to ass.
And they got the guy from Community. What's his name?
the guy from Community.
Yeah. He's late season Community. I just can't think of his name.
Really?
The man that orchestrates the scene.
Oh.
Is it the VR guy that lives in the van?
Yeah.
Oh, Elroy.
That's
Oh, no.
Elroy.
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 Elroy
I
Patatnik or
don't-
something like that.
I do not remember that.
Oh. Yeah, that's no. Well, yeah, obviously that was an incredibly unpleasant scene in
Mm.
general.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
but, like,
the double.
Everyone is absolutely fucked in this film. Oh my god, the mothers is
Oh.
just horrible.
It's
Mm.
so heartbreaking too.
Oh my god. And just like when she's reached the point where she's completely at rock bottom and she's on the train and you're just like, I've seen so many of this woman like out in the city, like out
Mm.
like just completely off their trolley, like broken.
Oh, Keith
And,
David.
oh,
Keith David's the guy I was thinking of. Oh, yeah, sorry.
Keith
Continue.
David.
We like Keith David.
We love Keith David.
He was in
Good
the
for-
hit show Community.
Yeah.
For those who didn't
Goddamn.
know.
Oh,
No.
you're talking about he's the guy who actually like is the person she gets with to get drugs.
Yes.
I thought you meant the guy who said the line us to us.
Oh, right. No.
I
He's
was
the
like,
guy.
why?
The guy whose
Yes,
party
that
that
guy.
is. Yeah.
That makes more sense. Yeah, I tell you what, everyone in it is acting their pants off, quite literally at times, and oh my god, it's just fucked. It's so horrible.
Who's in it?
I-
It's Leto, Marlon Wayans.
Yeah, Leto knows. Leto is the perfect person you want to cast if you want to cast someone who is fucked up and at rock bottom.
Mm.
And we're looking at Fight Club, we're looking at Requiem for a Dream, and we're looking at Suicide Squad.
And just his normal life.
And yeah, just Jared Leto every day, basically. I still haven't seen the second Blade Runner. He's the villain. In that,
Oh,
isn't
he's
he?
perfect in that. Yeah.
Yeah, he's the
He's
guy you
he's
get
really-
the creepy
he's-
tech guy.
Yeah.
Mm,
Very good in that.
Like a disconnected tech guy. That's who you got.
that makes a lot of sense. That definitely fits his vibe. Yeah, it was highly unpleasant. Did not have a good time.
That's
Mind
what we
you,
wanted.
that is exactly what you wanted. So mission accomplished.
Ooh.
I feel like I've blocked out practically this entire.
I remember the mother's decline the most. I think she gets like she gets
lobotomized.
electric.
Is that what
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
looking at?
Yeah, it's
Someone gets
it's,
lobotomized.
So yeah, where they all end up is honestly, weirdly, like the black friend in prison is kind of like he's kind of the best off, which is horrible to say. Like he's just working in a prison
Does
camp.
Jared Leto get amputated or something?
Jared Leto gets his arm amputated.
Oh, because he keeps injecting, and it's like, oh, you're giving me
And he
flashbacks.
injects-
which
He
is
injects
make-
into the horrible wound.
Yeah.
See,
yeah,
there you go.
I remember that. I remember that now.
I saw this movie like 5 years ago, and you just made me squirm picturing that
Yeah.
scene.
Mhm.
I remember.
There you
Like,
go.
doesn't he have something over? He takes it off and injects into it.
It's
Yeah,
like so infected and gross.
It's
yeah.
when they're driving down that because the deal that they were going to got interrupted by some dickhead firing a gun in the middle of it, and then so they lost out on their chance to get the good shit, and
Yeah.
then piecemeal that out and sell it themselves, and so then in a spur of desperation they were driving down to Florida. And in the middle of the drive, they're like, yeah, cool, we got it. We got to test it.
course.
And they do it. And he lifts up his arm, and finally his friend sees it. And he's like, dude, that's what the fuck? That's horrible. And yeah, he goes into it, and you're just like, oh my God, this is horrifying.
Yeah, I don't even want to think about that anymore.
Yeah, so we're
let's
done
move
with
on
that.
from that, eh?
Yeah.
Then they do get arrested because obviously they go to the hospital because otherwise he would just fucking die. And yeah, so then they go to the hospital. Rather than him getting treatment at the hospital, they both get arrested at the hospital, then get taken to the county jail. And then when they're doing the lineup at the county jail, being like, hey, who's physically able to work? Of which there's many people there who aren't, but they force them to sign off that they can work, which is inherently fucked up as well. And then yeah, like Jared Leto's just on the floor, and they lift up his sleeve, and like you can see it like for them as well. And they're like, okay, yeah, nah, this guy can't actually work. And then he goes and gets his arm cut off.
Sharp
Lovely.
enough.
Yeah, the mum gets the electroshock
Lobotomized.
therapy and
Oh.
is basically turned into a vegetable. Yeah, oh my God. I like hers was so fucked up because it's that slippery slope that
Hers is
anyone
like-
could fall into.
Yeah, it's like she wants to lose weight and she starts taking
Yeah.
these weight loss pills that I think they have speed in them.
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah.
And
And
when
then-
he finds out that she's on these weight loss pills and he like specifies exactly what's in them that's fucking her up and that like is giving her uppers, and he's like, you can't be doing this, stop it. And yeah, she's addicted to losing weight and like her TV as well with
She wants-
Shooter McGavin.
Yes.
yeah,
Shooter.
Shooter McGavin.
Yes, because she's the one. She goes into like psychosis. She can't tell like what's real and what's
Yeah.
not. With
She-
that, with that
Oh.
shooter, with
Was she-
Shooter, is he a
was she-
fantasy?
She was meant to be on the show, wasn't she? And she was trying to fit into a dress for the show.
Yes.
Yes, I
Yeah.
think
She
it
gets
is
a letter
real.
saying that she's going to be a contestant on a TV show, and then she hyperfixates on that so badly to fit into this dress, which she wore to Jared Leto's graduation before his dad, her partner, died. Man, it's just
Yeah.
fucked up.
Yeah,
it's so
it's-
sad and
It's like
depressing.
what a
playing on
rough
so many
movie.
different things.
And
Yeah.
and did she? What happens with the show? Do they ever mention if she was like? They just went, no, you're not on the show now. 'Cause she
No,
never goes
so-
on the show.
No, she doesn't, because when she gets on the
dreams about it,
train,
doesn't
and
she?
she dreams about it a bunch and everything.
Yeah.
But then she reaches the point where she's so fucked up, and she's been waiting like months and months and months and months and months because it goes through the different seasons.
Yeah.
The film's like cut up into seasons.
I'm
And
gonna have to watch this again.
then I don't know, don't.
Alex,
Honestly, just like watch some clips on YouTube or something.
Watch
like,
Mother.
watch
I
the
wanna
whole
see-
thing.
watch
I
one you
wanna
haven't
see the-
seen.
Like, you know, when like I remember the needle arm thing, but I
Yeah.
kind of want to watch it again to.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, this film is like the film if you want like montages of people doing drugs. Like it happens like 80 times.
This and Trainspotting.
Yeah. Yeah. Honestly, it's like Trainspotting is like the comedic version of this, or this is the horrifying version of Trainspotting.
How many babies die in this one though?
That's do any babies die in that one? I don't
Probably behind the
think
scenes.
so.
We can assume, I think.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Aronofsky would have murdered a few
Because
babies.
they're selling they're moving a lot of heroin, a lot of H.
Yeah.
You
Ju-
meant
um,
in terms of character.
No, just to get into the vibe on set. Be like, yep, cool.
Here's our baby sacrifice this week.
Take 7. But yeah, it's
And
she
he just
gets on
meant
the
go take
train.
7 babies.
She gets on the train and goes to the TV station, and that's where like the paramedics get her.
Oh, because she's mental, like looking.
Yeah, she's going
absolutely
absolutely insane, and like again, like shout out to the actress. Like she fucking crushed it. Like
She's an actress. She's from other
looks
things, isn't she?
yeah. She like gave the feeling of exactly when you see someone on the street exactly in that position.
Mm.
Like, oh my god, she was phenomenal. She was apparently in The Exorcist.
Fits.
There we go.
And Interstellar.
Oh, which one?
Was she old? She's definitely old lady.
Old Murph.
Old
Yeah.
Murph, right?
What's her
Ellen
name? Murph?
Burston. She's apparently in 140 films.
Is she old Murph?
Old. I'm old Murph. Instead of
Don't let me
old
leave,
Greg.
Murph.
Yes, she is old Murph.
Yeah, she would be old Murph.
But yeah, Requiem for a Dream, absolute bummer. I also watched it first thing on a Sunday morning.
Beautiful.
That
Which
sounds
was
like the
actually-
worst idea.
Because I woke up and I couldn't get back to sleep, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do it. And
no, I definitely won't go to sleep.
I got an hour into it, and I happened to like bump my laptop and like move the cursor, and I was like, oh shit, this has only been an hour. So much has happened.
I
Holy
feel like
fuck.
you've lived an entire life.
How long does it go for?
It is just under 2 hours, but it
Oh, that's
feels like
good.
it goes for 8 days just because of how quick everything's happening.
So
There's also a
we
fridge
haven't-
puppeteer. Shout out to the fridge puppeteer. When
We
she's
haven't-
having her absolute breakdown in her room watching TV, the fridge
It's a
is
good-
like growling at her.
It's a good movie, right? It's definitely a good movie.
Oh yeah, it was
It's
a
just
good
fucked.
movie. Like it was a good
It's
movie.
effective. It's effective.
Best movie you've seen with a Wayne's brother in it. No.
I would say I'd
I
say
would
this
rather
film's a-
watch Scary Movie 1.
Scary Movie 3.
The Scary Movie 1. I'd rather watch Scary Movie 1.
I'd say this film is a good film about 80% of the time. I'd say about 20% of it at times feels like it's like someone's experimental art project.
It's like one of
And-
his first films, wasn't it, too? It very much could have been his
possibly.
experimental project.
Yeah, honestly. Like I saw on his like on Letterboxd that has a bunch of like short films. So I
Okay.
assume
It's
I
definitely
assume he's-
unique.
dabbled
is.
in all yeah, he seems like he loves his experimental shit. So
So, Braden, the question is, what did you rate it?
I rated it 3.5. Because
Okay.
it's
I think it's one of those...
it's rated incredibly highly. Like
It's
the,
definitely one of
the-
those movies that is good,
Oh, is
but
it?
you never want to watch again.
Yeah, the average
Yeah.
rating on Letterboxd has its average is a 4.1.
It's like as a film,
That's
you're
just
like,
well
yeah,
regarded.
this was like a 5 out of 5, but I hated it, and I hated every
Yeah.
second
Yeah.
I
watching
hate
it.
every moment. I do not
Yeah.
enjoy myself after it.
But yeah, you can't not.
What happens
how
to
good it
Conley?
was.
She just turned to a life of prostitution.
Yeah, basically, there's this moment where it's when the deal goes bust and they come back empty-handed, and she is just she's been itching and waiting for her next hit, and they come back empty-handed, and she just snaps. And then Jared Leto's like, "Fine, like fuck you. If you're gonna be like this, here's this guy's phone number. Because earlier they had said, oh, this guy doesn't take money for his drugs. He only takes pussy.
Yeah.
Which is also like, what the fuck? And then
Keep David, everyone.
he takes a photo of the two of them together, and on the back of it writes this guy's phone number, and you're just like, wow, that says everything, doesn't it? Like, their life is falling apart. And then she obviously in a spur of desperation.
I remember her. I think I'm guessing it's her. One of the last. But yeah, the thing she does on a table.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the double-ended dildo scene, isn't it?
Yeah, that's
Yes.
the one.
Double-ended dildo scene.
Ass
That's
to
it.
ass. It's fucked up.
Keith David's character is called Big Tim.
Yeah.
And
but yeah,
Jim McGavin is called Tappy Tibbins.
so
Kind of fitting.
yeah, he's honestly like, he really stands out in this film, like out of nowhere. Like, real shout out to him. I know this is getting a bit long about a film from the year 2000, but like, he is excellent in that film as the like TV televangelist type person. Do my like 3-step course thing. Like, oh my god, all those sequences were really, really well done. He kills it. We got a winner. Yeah, it was a good movie. Highly
Very twisted.
Unenjoyable. But
it served its purpose. On
it served its purpose.
So
You guys
we did well.
gave me a miserable time. Again, I was going into it when I thought of it. I was like, okay, they're gonna say like The Exorcist or something, and I'm gonna have to watch the fucking Exorcist or like
Here's the thing,
Hereditary or something.
I think you're far enough now along your line of horror movie watching that you're pretty good.
Yeah.
I feel like I've done quite a few of the classics. So
Yeah, I think you're fine.
I'm getting
I
there.
think, and I think a lot of like, you know, and I'll say this: I think if you know movies, horror movies aren't scary because
yeah, once you
can
start,
tell from techniques, you can tell from sound design, you can tell from
Yeah.
the way the camera moves, what's going to be scary, when's it going to be scary, like, and that's why really special ones stand out when they subvert that and then they actually end up being scary. But
Yeah.
I feel like if you enjoy movies and you have any knowledge of how they're made and what goes into making them, horror movies just aren't that scary.
It was that thing where the other week when you were talking about the new Dracula film, and I was looking up, I wanted to see the behind the scenes of what the costume looked like, and I was like, well, yeah, like people wouldn't inherently think, oh yeah, I'm gonna go look up to see what the practical effects look like. They're just gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna go watch the scary movie. So, but then I got the treat, and I finally got it done. I watched Mission Impossible Fallout.
There we go. You saw
Finally.
Cavill cock his arms.
Oh my god, Henry Cavill's so good in this movie.
You know what? If you watch it and you just go, yeah, like, I'd love them that they just went, no, he cannot shave that mustache.
Yeah, honestly, it adds an extra meta level of enjoyment.
It's a good mustache.
Oh man, it's a good mustache. I wasn't expecting the American accent. That threw me. But
He does an American accent in most of his stuff, though. I
Yeah,
think
true.
it's rarer for him to have a British accent.
yeah, that's true. I guess I just like watching him in interviews because he's just such a
Well,
nice
we all
down to
do.
earth person.
He is.
He
And
likes
he's a gamer.
games. We love
He's
him.
a gamer.
Oh, he's a big nerd. We love it. But I'll tell you what, I completely understand the hype. This is a 5 out of 5 movie. Jesus Christ. Oh my god, it was so good.
There we go. There it is.
The amount of twists. Like the spy double crossing, like to the point where like I thought I had it. I thought I was on top of what was going on. And then they did another twist on top of the other 2 twists that they had already done. And I was just like, it's just so impressive.
Simon Pegg being the actual
Yes.
person is great.
Oh my god, that was such a good, like, I thought something was going on, but by that scene you were already, there was so many other things going on as well. Like, I was so focused on those that it had reached the point where like my brain capacity was taken up too much by all these twists. So then when that one hit, it was just like, oh my God, this is ridiculous. Yeah, and oh my God, the practical stunts, Jesus Christ.
This one's got the best out of any of them, I still think. And I think in terms of scale as well, I think the helicopter chase at the end is one of the most like exhilarating and most entertaining action set pieces I've ever seen in a movie.
Oh, hands
Even
down.
just like the camera work in that, like, because it's jumping between that action and them trying to find and defuse the bombs at the camp. Also, great reveal that his ex-partner's there.
Yep.
And this was like planned from the start, which is nuts. Like cutting between the action there. Like, obviously, you've got the cinematic, like, black bars across it for the rest of it. But then the second they go back to the helicopter stuff, it's all in IMAX big wide.
Did you notice them go up slowly?
Yeah, I love it.
So there's two parts that does it. There's obviously the best use of it is when the hangar door opens on the plane and it goes up with the hangar door.
Yes.
Brilliant. And then when he's running to jump on the payload, it goes up. It's so good.
Oh my God.
There's a camera set up in it that I every time it cuts to it, I love it so much. It's literally like they just put a GoPro on the part where the payload attaches to the bottom of the helicopter and you see him climb on the railings. It is the most immersive camera angle I've ever seen in an action film because you're watching it and you go, he's just doing that. Like,
it's insane. You're watching it and you're just like, holy fuck. Like, there's no way any of that is faked because you can see it.
You can see it.
It's there. And it looks so different from like hyper-produced, stylized like stunts that you see anywhere else. And you're just like, this is mind-blowing.
And you spend time with him in the helicopter and he's flying that helicopter.
Oh my God. Anytime they would cut, I want the unedited footage of Henry Cavill just looking suave and like smug that he's winning in that helicopter because they cut to him on this big IMAX camera.
Isn't he
just sitting there?
Yeah.
He's just chilling. Sitting there and you're watching the action in the helicopter behind him.
I love it when he realizes he just goes, okay, and grabs the gun.
Yes. It was just, oh my God. And like, that's like one scene out of this 2.5 hour film that was just.
It flies.
It was wall to wall.
Such an
fucking awesome.
I think, because you got the Halo jump, which is also incredible, and you get the joke. You get the, it looks like you lost your oxygen joke.
Oh my God. Yes. And it's just, he's had no idea what's happened.
What's just happened. And then you've got that amazing bathroom scene. And my favorite thing about that bathroom scene is that they would just get their ass handed to them. Like, this guy is absolutely mowing them.
Yeah, they are losing. They are losing bad.
And I think the sound design on Cavill's punches are great too because they sound like they're freaking cinder blocks. They sound like they would.
They sound like he's getting hit.
Like Tom Cruise punches someone, she's like, and then like Henry Cavill punches someone, it's like, it's just like,
he's whomping them.
He's whomping them. Like you've got
he's full on Mario whomping them.
And then you've got like the car chase that goes from being like a car chase to a motorcycle chase back to into a boat for a bit, then back into a car.
Yes. Oh my God, the reveal of that was the like he was meant to end the chase there, and like he dives into the like hedge at the end, and there's all the cops, and I was like, oh my fucking God, how's he gonna get out of this one? And then that was the area where they were doing the pickup.
Yeah.
And oh my God, it was writing and working on this film must have been so fun.
Another camera angle I love is that when they crash the like cargo, like the van into the water, and seeing him fixed onto the thing, him on the SWAT van, you see the water come into him. It's incredible.
That was like, again, that was another one where you're just like, I've never seen anything look that real. Because
and it's also just such a cool angle.
Oh yeah, it's fucking awesome. And having that guy back as the villain was great with his like big gruff, crazy looking beard.
He looks so different to the first film too, which is great.
Yeah, I was really like, it took me ages to process who it actually was. But yeah, oh my god, yeah, it's a 5 out of 5. I 100% agree. Yeah, I'm totally. Oh my god, so good. All right, that's about half an hour.
This
of
is
the
a
Braden
really
show
bad
done.
joke. This is a really bad joke. But when me and my mate were watching it again, there's a scene where Alec Baldwin points a gun at someone.
Yep.
I think he points a gun at Henry Cavill. And when he did
no.
that, we were like, "Watch out, Henry!" we'd scream, and then there's like, I think Cavill takes a gun, and then he pulls up another one, and we're just like, "No!"
Yes. Yeah, because he gets behind him with the gun, and you're like, oh shit, Alec Baldwin with a gun. And he takes it, and it's actually empty. And then he just pulls out another one. It's so funny.
That was very funny.
Yeah. Goddamn. So fun. Okay. What has everyone else been watching?
Should I go?
Well, someone's going to step in with something interesting.
Who's going? I don't have anything interesting. I've only got what I was kind of saying I watched, which was I watched the hit Adam Sandler comedy, Just Go With It.
Ooh,
Just Go With It.
The Jennifer. It is on your thing.
It's the Jennifer one.
This was on Netflix, and I clicked play.
Yep,
that's usually how it works, Alex.
And I watched it. And I went, that was real bad.
Oh, damn.
It's not a good movie. He plays a man who pretends to be married to pick up women.
Right.
Yeah. He has a wedding ring, and he acts like he goes to bars and that and pretends like he's got a horrible marriage, and his wife is like really bad to him and stuff like that. To get sympathy, and then he gets the women.
Okay. I gotta say, shout out to Sri in the Letterboxd reviews, because they've given a 0.5 star on a rewatch, mind you.
Oh.
Okay.
And
gave another chance.
They were like, okay, maybe, you never know. So then they rewatched it, gave it a 0.5 star, and wrote, Nicole Kidman is the greatest actor of all time for being in this and not rolling her eyes every 2 seconds.
Oh, she was in it. I went to the bathroom during the movie, and I didn't pause it because I didn't need to. And I came back, and Nicole Kidman was suddenly in the movie. And I was just like, okay. And I swear I've seen this movie before. I think it's one of the last movies we rented from a video shop before they died. I think the movie's from 2000 something,
2011.
I remember it being at the cinema for some reason.
So yeah, I think I watched it back then, but it was 12 years ago, so I didn't really watch it. I don't really remember it. And then suddenly Nicole Kidman was in it, and I just went, okay, she's in this now, I guess. Anyway, the movie sucks.
Good stuff.
What did you rate it?
2.
That is the most common review.
That's probably generous, to be honest.
From writers and directors of Jack and Jill, we expected better.
Yeah, we did. I can't believe I've never seen Jack and Jill. And I think I want to keep it that way for the rest of my days.
You never want to see Dunkachino. You never want to relive
that.
Oh,
I've seen Dunkachino.
No one deserves
I've watched the clips. And other than that, I've just been rewatching Parks and Rec. And The Block.
See, beautiful.
Oh, you're on The Block.
We love rewatching a good old show.
The Block was meant to be on now, and I've missed it. Thanks to you guys.
Sad time. I'm so sorry.
It's on now. I'll put it on the TV.
We record at Block o'clock?
We record... Yeah, Block o'clock is 7 o'clock. And we record at 6:30.
Yep. I'm so sorry for interrupting
time.
your Scotty time.
It's fine. I'll watch it on 9 Now later.
God.
MMT brought to you by 9 Now.
Nope. I'm adamantly against that. Please no.
Please, 9 Now.
The other free-to-air TV streaming services are available.
No, but nothing with the widespread catalog as 9 Now. Nothing with the variety that they have. You can sit down, you can watch The Block, you can watch...
I can't even... what is even on
There
9?
we go. That's all you need. Honestly, isn't that all you need, Alex?
I was like,
That's all you need.
MasterChef? No, that's like 10 or something.
You can watch The 100 with Andy Lee. I only know that because an ad for it just came on.
There you go. Okay, they've got the 100.
Hey, let's be perfectly honest. We're going to real narrow cast to our Australian audience right now. 10's where it's at. Like
10's usually the spicy one, yeah.
10's got the cheap seats.
Sure?
Have you been paying attention? They recently just brought back Thank God You're Here.
10 always had all the
Yes.
cartoons, Simpsons, Futurama.
Episode
10.
1 of Thank God You're Here was very good. Episode 2 was not very good.
Oh.
Oh,
They can't all be winners.
Didn't they have Auntie Donna or something?
Yeah, they had Mark from Auntie Donna on it.
And he
That's
Very funny.
Did he come back for episode 2?
No, but you can tell how nervous Mark was in his.
Really?
Yeah, so his is like he was on like a billionaire that went on a talk show, and they had the guy that plays Toady from Neighbours like to be the other guest on the talk show, and Mark walks in and goes immediately, "Oh, you're from Neighbours."
Brilliant.
It's a good bit, honestly.
Keeping it
Yeah,
real
it's good.
chill.
Yeah.
Just don't address it.
Immediately break the fourth wall in the improv show.
Yeah, immediately. Oh, you're from Neighbours. It was good.
That's fun.
Now,
now,
but
Chris, you mentioned
Okay.
before we started recording, Alex had stepped away from his incredible streaming recording setup of a phone and an iPad.
And AirPods.
And AirPods. We can't shout the AirPods. But would you like to share with the class what you've been watching?
So I had to think about how did this happen? How did I end up on this road? And
Oh God.
I wanted something to watch, and the other night our internet was out. Okay, because of a power issue in the room that it's plugged in on.
What would be handy if the internet's out?
Going outside.
Getting some fresh air.
If there was a shelf where there was a bunch of physical media you could select and
Or-
choose from.
If you're like me, you have many different unsorted folders of years of downloading and adquiring certain things.
Well,
And you dip your hand in,
in
and you see what you pull out.
That's
And
a lucky dip in there.
I happen to have
Mine have
season
funky
2.
covers.
Okay. Look, I happen to have season 2 and season 3 of the Thrones sitting there
Oh no!
in the hard drive.
Not,
Wait, you
not
didn't
season
even
I
one.
watch
like how there's not
Season
season 1.
No, I didn't have that one for some reason. So
That's right. You know
Instead-
what happens.
yeah, and I think these are here because I tried to do like a rewatch and never got very far. And I did do season 1 then. So that was at least before the last time I actually fully watched the show. And
Okay.
I did a little skim of season 2, and then I found myself like rewatching the entire season 3. And it's
I mean, that
so-
was when it was really good.
Yeah, it's some of the best TV there is, Brayden.
Yeah, but what does it lead to?
Look,
I know it's great.
let's not talk about that. I'm not there. Let's not talk about that.
Diminishing returns, Chris.
Yeah,
Diminishing
no,
returns.
we're not talking about it because right now I'm just rewatching season 3 and I'm like, oh my god, this is
He's in a
amazing.
happy
it's
place.
so
Yeah.
great. Okay, and then the red wedding happens and you're like, yes, like, I
This is
remember this.
great.
I remember the feeling, and the characters are intersecting because they travel. There's an actual pacing to the show, so like when
Mm.
something happens, it's like you've been anticipating it for ages, and because of that, I find because the pacing is actual natural, you spend a lot of time with characters, not necessarily like accomplishing a hard kind of point in the narrative, just kind of living. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of the Hound and Arya's best scenes are them just kind of walking. Whereas...
Why Lord of the Rings was so great.
Yeah. Whereas, like...
Because there's 3 films of walking.
I said we wouldn't go there, but we're already going there. Look, in season 8 and that, these characters, you don't get to know any of the newer characters. The Greyjoy one sticks out in my mind. It's like, because by the time he's in the show, anytime we're seeing a story, they're like, bang, 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 they're doing this. Oh, we're going to go to the wall. The next time we cut to them, they're at the wall type deal. Yeah. And there's none of that downtime where we actually experience the characters. And yeah, that you really feel how much that lacks the later seasons. Rewatching the golden era, season 3. And then season 3 ends, and I'm like, oh, it's going to start getting shit now. Play the first episode of season 4, and I'm like, oh, wait, this is the season after the Red Wedding. This is the absolute prime. This is the best season of all.
I'm pretty sure up until including season 6 is still very good.
Yeah, so I quickly was reminded, like, wait, the Red Wedding just happened. Like, season 4 is when the stakes were at their highest, because you just killed off half.
Season 6, season 6 is great. You've got the Battle of the Bastards. That's, like, the best episode of that show.
Yeah, so, like, I'm still well in the prime, and just, coming through this getting into season 4 now, I'm just, I'm loving it so much, being re-immersed in the world. It's crazy, like, just how good it is.
It is, because, especially in the show where, like, it was in its prime of that show runs from season 2 to season 6.
Yep. Even just what I've skimmed through, having seen season 2, I'm like feeling accomplished when things are actually coming to fruition in season 4. It's not even been very long.
Is it season 2 or season 3 where we get a lot of Jamie and Bree?
Jamie and Brienne, season 3 and 4.
Okay.
I think mainly season 3. He loses the hand in 3.
Okay, yeah, so then we get a lot of them.
But I forgot. Look, what I was going to come to is I've got a new favorite character of the whole show.
Oh.
Ooh.
And I always loved him, but
but who was it previously for you?
Not sure actually. I always loved Tyrion. Yeah, I was going to say I always loved Tyrion.
Yeah.
But this time round, because of the part I've watched is like the end of Tyrion in King's Landing, and now it's kind of moved along. Tywin. No, it's Pod. It's Pod.
Hey!
Pod is so good. Good old Podrick Payne.
Good old Pod.
And very well hung, the show suggests.
Yes.
He smashes Arya right at the end.
No,
that's
Gendry.
Which one?
That's Gendry.
Oh, they look the exact same.
But no, Pod is the most loyalist squire ever, and he's Tyrion's squire. And Tyrion and him have a very tender moment when Tyrion's in jail in King's Landing. And then I completely forgot that he leaves with Brienne of Tarth. And then he's her. Yeah, and he's her squire. And I'm so excited because, that's pretty much where I'm at. So, yeah, good Podrick. He's so good. The most loyal squire there is.
What a Game of Thrones.
I'm honestly really happy that you've brought this week because like it's really quite sad like how one like how something can decline so rapidly and it sours the taste of thinking back on anything of it.
Yeah.
It's like seeing the smartest guy in school work at Macca's like 4 years later he's still at Macca's. It's like, you know.
It's really hard because
it's disheartening.
I honestly haven't enjoyed the show this much since I first watched it because it was so badly tarnished.
I think that was like the last. I think maybe The Last of Us kind of The Last of Us never got to this level. But Game of Thrones was like everyone watched it and everyone knew what they were doing Mondays after work.
It was the zeitgeist.
The whole society was following it as akin to like World War II or something, like the newspapers.
There was the 2-year break, and then they did the last season, and I think that's what really, I think like the last season is bad, but I think what makes it worse is that we waited 2 years for it.
Yeah.
So the expectations kept growing and growing and growing.
Well, yeah, and then it was.
It's,
just,
They also
thing-
lost the magic, I think.
I was listening to a podcast recently where they were discussing cancelled video games. Not cancelled as in like, oh, they like dressed in blackface back in the day. It cancelled as in like they
Never
aren't
finished
releasing them. And there was so many things there where they were like, people get really excited and like long and wish for all these cancelled video games because it's literally just bottled potential. Like there's no, like it could be anything. They could do anything because it's never happening. So your brain sort of, you get your hopes and dreams up about it thinking like, oh, it could have been the best thing ever. It could have been amazing. And chances are it probably got cancelled for a pretty good reason. But I think, yeah, two years without Game of Thrones actually going on, people probably got really ahead of themselves, especially because it was ahead of the books.
Mm.
Yeah,
it's like, I've watched let's say 3 seasons, and like I'm crying when like Pod says goodbye to Tyrion. Like there's a tear in my eye. Like I can't get over it.
I cried and just go with it, but that was more of like, why am I here? What is my
Read-
life led to this?
It's like
That was a bit
rediscovering
more of an
God.
existential moment.
Rediscovered Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
And now I'm gonna be disappointed all over again.
That is my
You
next
Got yourself
question.
on such a hype
Are
train,
you gonna
know where it's
keep
gonna
watching
end.
it?
I'm gonna not watch it. Yeah, I
Where are you
can't.
stopping though? Where do you?
I won't watch season 8. I don't think. I can't do it, man. Like the part that I'm thinking
season 7
about.
isn't even that good.
We're seeing a lot of the Hound right now, and all I can think about is like,
he's
like
just
he
not in
goes,
it.
he goes through such an arc, and then him and his brother just kind of kill themselves and each other in this like really crappy fight. He just
They
rocks.
fall off a cliff. They jump off the thing.
Yeah, he just goes to find his brother and fight him. He's like an undead guy, and it's just not resolved good in any way. They just have this stupid fight, and they both die. Like it's same as look, we could go down this road. Same as any story arc. They just kind of die or go away for no reason, and it doesn't make sense.
Jamie and Cersei, bricks fall on them and they die.
Yeah, that was who I was about to.
I remember hearing about that because I had stopped watching by that point, like easily, and I remember hearing about that and just being like, "Wait, really? Was that it?"
Yeah. Well, let's not forget we have Jamie's entire character arc over the whole show, end in kind of one conversation and one night where he just decides to go to Cersei, which doesn't necessarily have to be that bad of an idea that even after everything he still loves Cersei, but the way they did it was so bad, and then they just get crushed by some rubble. That's it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's it.
Like, but I even like the idea that he still loves Cersei, but the way they did it is just it was robbed.
What about Bran being king? Where do we stand on Bran being king?
Again, maybe if they did it right and it made sense, but the way they pulled it off was just like, why do you think I've come all this? Why have I come all this way?
So for someone who's arguably then meant to be the most important person throughout this story, we don't see him for a whole season.
Yep. Arya did nothing with the many-faced god training. Absolutely nothing.
The White Walkers were wasted.
Oh,
the Night King was.
Let's not talk about the longest
part
night.
Of the show.
The longest night.
Yeah.
The White Walker battle, where the entire battle makes absolutely no sense, and
you can't see anything.
You can't tell what's going on. Like, in terms of seeing it, you can't tell what's going on in terms of strategy or survival or how any of this makes any sense. Like, it's just terrible.
Wasn't that famously the episode that made everyone learn how to turn the brightness up on their TV?
Yeah.
Yeah, no one could see a thing.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Because
really
it starts with they just decide to, like, suicide all the Dothraki into like pitch black to do nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Even though they have walls of fire and like a plan.
My God.
I got really depressed the other day. Not really, but like, like
Alex,
you know,
man, we're
fun,
your friends. You can talk to us.
no,
Yeah.
like fun depression, I guess, or like non-important depression, I guess. Whereas I was like, I needed something to watch, like, and I've just watched The Sopranos. Like, what am I gonna watch that's gonna live up to that? Like, and I want something new. I'm looking at all my options. I'm like, have I done it? Have I just like, have I hit the limit of like all the good older like and like already wrapped up series to watch, like drama wise?
You thought you were
The
ruined.
goated ones.
Like, have I finished the goated ones? I was like, what do I
Have you-
have left? The Wire? Do I have? I've got the Wire.
I do want to watch The Wire.
Yeah,
Sons of
I
Anarchy,
hear great things about The Wire.
The Wire, Sons of Anarchy, but I don't even think Sons of Anarchy is like goated.
No, I don't think
it's
that
just
that's
something
not
that
on
would-
level of what we're. Of
I
what
feel
we're
like
saying.
it just had a moment in like, there was one point where all of a sudden all these people came out of the woodwork and they're like, "Hey, have you been watching Sons of Anarchy? It's really good."
Yeah,
And it was
What
like people you would never expect, and you're just like, "What? You're watching a show about a bike gang?"
What about Yellowstone?
no, it's not wrapped up though. Is it good?
There's I don't know. There's multiple ones, and that kind of ties into my little story this week
Ooh.
because
here we go.
like I said, I had season 2 and season 3 of The Thrones on my hard drive.
Oh, was that just a lead up? Did we talk about Game of Thrones for 20 minutes as a precursor?
No. But this was like maybe I should.
So what I really want to talk about is
Yeah,
This is a crescendo. This is a crescendo of Chris's story.
No, this
the
is just
crescendo.
you've overdone it. This is just a funny little anecdote, okay? Because
All right,
Okay.
everyone settle expectations.
I was ready to
Alright,
jump
I'm,
onto
I'm comfy.
I was ready to jump onto season 4 of Thrones.
Yep.
And my friend messaged me. He's like, "Oh, you should really watch Yellowstone. Like, do you want my Paramount?" And because I'm an idiot, I was like, "Oh, that's got Thrones on it, I'm pretty sure." So I was like, "Yeah, I'll take your Paramount to watch Yellowstone." And then realized that Game of Thrones is on binge.
It's on binge. You're looking for
Not-
binge.
binge. So I really enthusiastically said yes because I thought I would be able to get Thrones on it, and I still haven't watched Yellowstone. But
You
he
know what
did
I've been
give me his
craving to watch?
Paramount.
And I'm gonna watch it as soon as I get back home.
Yeah.
The JJ Star Trek movies. I really want to watch them again.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
Because I haven't seen them, so
Yeah, as well.
That's for sure.
I almost started watching them the other night, and I didn't. But like, it's my neck. That's like, I want to watch them again.
okay. When
they're
I
fun.
see
They're
them
good
pop up
fun.
in your letterboxd, I'll make an effort to also jump on them because I haven't seen them before, and
Well-
I have no connection to Star Trek. so-
Worth saying, they're very fun. Having
They're the-
watched real Star Trek, they're not Star Trek. They're action movies. They're
Yeah,
more like Star
they're like-
Wars. Let's call them Star Trek Wars or something.
They're
Star action.
It's Star Trek for me. For
Millennials.
Yeah.
you know.
Star Trek
Is
for
it-
millennials.
Is it okay as like a entry point?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
It's-
I like
it's
those
its own
movies.
thing.
But it's
Its own
it's
thing.
not got
Yeah.
not got Trek energy. That's
Gotcha.
Okay,
that's
but
the only
I
thing.
hear that one of them does have Trek energy, and it's arguably the most fun one and my favorite, and that's Beyond. Apparently, Beyond's got real big Trek energy.
Is there 3 of them in this?
Yeah,
Ah.
there's 3. There's number 1, Into Darkness, and then Beyond.
I can't get behind that
the
because
third one's my favorite one, I think.
What are you talking
From
about?
memory.
Beyond, I thought was kind of mid, but Into Darkness is
I
fucking
haven't watched them in-
spectacular.
I haven't
No,
watched
Into
them
Darkness
since
was dumb.
we went and saw the
because-
third one in the movies.
Into
probably.
Darkness
I
is
think that's
dumb?
the last time I watched one of them.
Into Dark,
Dude,
you know,
Into
I don't want to
Darkness
spoil
is,
it for
is
Braden.
fantastic.
I was
Don't
gonna say
spoil
thank you for avoiding spoilers, but like this is
You got to take this argument.
you two
away
are
from
on
this
two sides of a
podcast.
different coin. Oh my lord!
Like,
Into
I don't
Darkness
want
is the
look, I'm
most.
rewatching them.
Continue. Give me a reason. Give me a reason.
Braden, what do you know of Into Darkness?
Why is it dumb?
Absolutely nothing.
Okay, so I don't want to spoil it for
Is
Braden.
it the second one?
Yeah, but at the same
Okay.
time, if
Hint
Braden
at
doesn't
why
know
it's
Star
dumb.
Trek, then because they said someone's not a character in all of the marketing, and then he ended up being the character in the
Oh,
movie.
I remember hearing about that.
Oh,
Um,
well, I don't care about
And
that.
they-
I don't know anything about the marketing. I'm talking about the
and
movie.
they and they
What do you
explained
mean?
like the reason that everything ends well is because they use this like some sort of like they're like we just used this person's thing and now everyone's healed and better. Magic blood. All right, I'm just gonna say it. Magic blood.
Who specifically gets healed and better and is better?
Some people at the end. I remember. I'll
Yeah,
rewatch
that's
it
not
and
a
I'll tell you
huge
exactly who.
part of the movie, though.
It's the end of the movie. It's like, oh, these people that were sick or like hurt.
This one person.
We fix them with Khan's magic blood. And I
Yeah.
think they even call it magic blood.
It is magic blood.
It's dumb though.
Alright, magic blood aside, it's famous because it reverses what happens in Wrath of Khan. It's a remake of Wrath of Khan.
Yeah, it does.
And a lot of people hated the switch up that they do.
I don't care. I haven't
But
seen it.
yeah, same. Didn't really mind. I don't know. I think it's a great movie. I probably need to rewatch the particular points you're talking about, because I'm not really getting.
Can you rewatch Beyond? Can you? Because now that you've watched all of Stud.
I didn't really like Beyond though. Gotta admit.
Did you rewatch it recently after doing all Star Trek?
No. I watched Beyond at the cinema.
Okay, rewatch Beyond. Because I think after you watching all of this other Star Trek, because when I remember when Star Trek Beyond came out, and all the people who really loved the first two were like, "What was that?"
Yeah,
and
I mean, well, they destroy the Enterprise in the first 5 minutes, which is a
yes. And then
what are you doing? What the fuck are you doing?
And then
this is Star Trek.
Everyone, and then everyone who really loved the old Star Trek came out and was like, "This is just like an episode of the show. Like something happens, and then they're all stranded on like a planet, and then they got to work their way to get off the planet. They're like, this is just like the show."
Yeah, but in the show, the main character, the captain, like Captain Picard, doesn't ride a motorcycle around the enemy camp like kicking people.
But he's Chris Pine.
Yeah, okay, Chris Pine gets to do it.
He's Hollywood's best Chris.
There were no motorcycle-based action sequences in Star Trek.
Don't ruin it.
This is where we draw the line.
Director of Fast and Furious 3, 4, 5, and 6 has something else to say.
Yeah, he certainly did.
Those were some of the best ones.
They were, exactly. Which is why I think Beyond's pretty good. And Idris Elba plays a villain. How could it be bad?
All right, well, this debate to be reconvened once I've rewatched Beyond. And I'll refresh my argument for Into Darkness.
I will rewatch. I'm going to rewatch Into Darkness. Hey, man, I could be on the other side. I could be like, you know what, that movie was fucking sick.
Let's investigate these claims of magic blood. Exactly.
Are we coming back? Are we reconvening in a week? Are we coming back
We're
reconvening?
That's right, folks. Everyone do your homework and make sure to watch the Star Trek movies.
Come back
in
next
the
week.
year of our Lord Savior 2023.
You don't need to watch the first one.
I'm watching the first one. Are you kidding me?
Okay, watch the first one.
I will say before we bring this episode to a close, I do want to check in and see if Michael is alive.
I'm still here. It's all right. I will.
Michael, what have you watched?
I have not watched anything.
Michael, what do you watch?
Next week I'll be coming
Tell
in.
us what you watched.
Coming in hot with 2 episodes of Only Murders, hopefully.
And do you have a Star Trek opinion or?
Hey, Michael, you gonna watch Star Trek?
I did throw mine out there that I quite liked the third one, but I also haven't watched and seen the third one in the movies with Alex. So.
All right. The thing with the third one is in the cinema, I was like,
Chris, this debate reconvenes.
Right, we're coming back for MMT.
No more arguments. You can write your thoughts down and bring them to the court next week.
Put it in your calendar. The end of August 2023, we're going to be discussing the Star Trek films, which haven't had a new film in how long?
A while.
Like 2016. 2016.
This will be matted. This will be resolved in a Starfleet court of law.
Yep.
All right, everyone, look forward to that. Get your bright, solid block color long sleeve shirts out. And
Brayden, you gotta watch them too now. You know that. If we're rewatching
I know.
them.
Well, I mean, now it's actually a reason to finally check them out. I've never checked them out. So
yeah.
I've always been curious. I've always been Star Trek curious, you know. But I was brought up as a Star Wars person.
That's how a lot of us Trekkies begin.
Yeah, you know, I'm just curious, you know. I just want to experiment a little bit.
Try curious.
I'm just a little bit curious.
And with that, follow us on your podcast service of choice. If you can, leave a review on it. That would be great.
I'll be home next week.
Alex will be home next week. We'll be back on the video. You can check us out on our faces on YouTube at Millennial Movie Talk. You can subscribe, leave a comment, like the video over there. And you can add Michael on Facebook.
Please do.
Getting real lonely.
Please, God.
And you can follow us on socials like Instagram and stuff as well. And as always,
I'm Alex.
I'm Braden.
I'm Christian.
And I'm Michael.
And we're out of here. Goodbye, you losers.